I have an important update for you regarding tomorrow's winter storm, as new data shows that snowfall totals will be significantly higher than first forecasted. Our confidence continues to grow that this storm will cause major travel disruptions across a large portion of the Midwest and Great Lakes. A broad zone of 6 to 12 inches of snow is now expected. But the core of this system is going to have a much stronger impact. Cities like Milwaukee, Chicago, Des Moines, and Grand Rapids are directly in the path where over a foot of snow is possible, especially in narrow bands where the heaviest snow develops. Across the most significant parts of this storm, snowfall rates could exceed 2 inches per hour, particularly Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Snowplows may struggle to keep roads clear, and visibility will drop rapidly as strong winds arrive. Blowing and drifting snow will cause near whiteout conditions at times, making travel dangerous and not impossible. In this forecast, we are going to break down precisely what you need to know about this winter storm, and what has changed over the last 24 hours, which will lead to even more significant snowfall in your region. Now we have a great deal to discuss in this forecast, including 2 different winter storms that will be impacting the United States over the next 7 days. The first of which is scheduled to begin tonight and continue all the way through Sunday. So let's talk more about this winter storm. Beginning with what is happening tonight, snow will start to and also Iowa and Missouri. Most of the snow will be light to moderate at times, but it will certainly become much heavier as we go into the overnight hours tonight. So this map here shows the situation at approximately midnight. Snow is going to blanket all of Iowa by midnight. Northern Missouri, western Illinois, and southern Minnesota will begin to see light to moderate snowfall. This will start to cause some problems, but the worst of the problems are not expected to happen until Saturday. By Saturday morning, heavy snow is truly going to intensify. Notice the many dark blue areas on the map by Saturday morning across Iowa, Nebraska, and also back over towards St. Louis. This is where snowfall accumulation will rapidly increase. On top of that, snowfall rates will be up to 2 to 3 inches per hour, which means that snow will accumulate very quickly across these areas. And then later Saturday morning, that is when some of the worst impacts are going to be felt across Iowa and Illinois. That is because heavy snowfall is going to become more of a concern. Very strong wind gusts will also be occurring, which means we are going to have snow drifts and we are going to have blowing snow. And this will create the possibility of near blizzard conditions across Iowa and Illinois. Keep in mind tomorrow is Saturday, which is already a busy travel day. And in addition to that, the Thanksgiving holiday has just ended. So unfortunately, the roadways are likely going to be quite busy tomorrow. Even though we have widespread winter storm warnings all across Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin, by lunchtime the snow is going to be the heaviest in the dark blue areas. That is in southern Iowa and central and western Illinois. And this is again where the snowfall rates will be up to 3 inches per hour. But almost all of Iowa is going to be dealing with snow all morning long, which means that snow is just going to continuously accumulate. This means our snowfall totals in areas like Iowa could be as high as 18 inches in some locations. That is how significant this winter storm is going to be. And over the past 3 years, we have not had very many significant winter storms in the Midwest. And this is definitely going to be one of the more significant ones in recent memory. By the afternoon hours, a great deal of the snow is going to start to move off to the east. One notable thing that will be happening during the late morning and early afternoon is that our snow line is going to be lifting to the north. And that is because we will have a lot of warm and moist air pushing up from the Gulf, which means areas like St. Louis and all across most of central and northern Missouri will transition from purely snow to more of a snow and rain mix. This means any snow that accumulates is going to be very slushy in those areas. And another thing I want to note is that the northern side of this winter storm, and also the western side, is where some of the most significant snowfall is going to be occurring. So by around 2 o'clock, we're going to have some very heavy snowfall all across central and eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. And then Chicago will really start to see things ramp up during the afternoon hours. Also, if you are over in Milwaukee or southern Wisconsin, you will begin with light snow for most of the morning. It is going to get much steadier and more moderate by the afternoon, so the snowfall accumulation will really pile up mainly during the afternoon and evening hours. By 4 to 5 o'clock, closer to sunset, a lot of the heavy snowfall will be centered across northern Illinois. Most of Iowa will be seeing more of a light snow by this point, and then, eventually, as we go into the evening hours, the snow is just going to be blanketing all of the Great Lakes region. We will still have snowfall in Wisconsin even by around 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and in northern Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and northwest Pennsylvania, we'll start to see snowfall by around 10 o'clock. But this low-pressure system is going to speed off very quickly to the northeast, and it's going to become less organized. This means snowfall accumulation as we go into late Saturday evening and into Sunday is going to be a lot less significant than what we are discussing for the Midwest. So, if you are located in New York, Pennsylvania, or Ohio, I do not believe we're going to be talking about major snowfall accumulation. However, there will be some localized areas that get over 6 inches of snowfall out of this event. And then, late Sunday morning and going into the afternoon hours, most of the snow is going to start to move out of the United States. The only snow left over will be mainly across northern New England and upstate New York. There will be a little bit of lake effect snow on the backside of this system across western and northern Michigan and the upper peninsula of Michigan. That could lead to an additional 3 to 6 inches of snow. And then as we go into Monday and Tuesday, we are going to have another big winter storm lining up all the way from the Central Plains back into the Northeast. And we will talk more about that winter storm here in just a moment. Now, the biggest thing that has changed over the last 24 hours is how much snow we are expecting across the Midwest, the Ohio Valley Great Lakes, and the Northeast. And it is a huge uptrend. The latest National Weather Service forecast is indicating that we are expecting a widespread 1 foot of snowfall. Yes, a foot of snowfall across most of central and eastern Iowa, southern Wisconsin, northern, and even central Illinois, and back into Michigan and Indiana. This is a huge upward trend. Before we were only thinking perhaps 6 to 10 inches of widespread snowfall. Now it is closer to the 9 to 15 inch range of snowfall that we are expecting to be widespread across all of the Midwest pretty much, and also across the Great Lakes regions, with the most significant of that snowfall being located near Davenport, where I forecast about 14 inches of snowfall. Davenport will probably be right around 14 inches. Milwaukee 14 inches of snow, Chicago closer to 8 to 10 inches of snow, and then over near Kalamazoo you will likely see right around 10 to 12 inches. If you're over in Indianapolis, I am forecasting around 5 to 6 inches. In St. Louis, you folks are only going to have a few hours of snowfall because of that snow transition that's going to go into rain during the afternoon. So those areas are likely only going to see around 3 to 4 inches. And even then, it is going to be a very slushy snowfall in that particular region, and back over in Sioux Falls, right around 6 inches of snowfall. Here is a more zoomed-in view of the Midwest, in case you need a closer look at what you're expecting in terms of snowfall in your location. Again, these numbers are significant. We are going to be live on this channel tomorrow covering this winter storm. We might even have a short live stream with a question and answer session tonight on our YouTube channel. So please make sure you're subscribed and click the bell icon so you're notified when we do go live. This is going to be a big winter storm. We will have plenty of live storm chasers and cameras across the Midwest covering every angle of this weather event. Also, this is another scenario that could unfold. This is the HRRR model. This is the model I just showed you with the future radar. This model is indicating that we could even have some spots in areas like Iowa or even in western Illinois that pick up around 15 to 18 inches of snowfall, with the highest snowfall total being near 22 inches of snowfall just off to the west of Des Moines. That is entirely possible, by the way, so make sure that you are preparing for this winter storm. If you have any intentions of traveling on the roadways over the next 24 hours, please take it slow, and I really do not recommend doing so in the Midwest if you can help it. We already have a very high likelihood of major travel impacts tomorrow across many areas from Chicago all the way into western Iowa and back over near Omaha, Nebraska. And here are the latest watches and warnings from the National Weather Service. We do have winter storm warnings in effect anywhere in the pink, which is basically almost all of Michigan, most of Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, all the way through Iowa and Minnesota. We also have winter weather advisories in effect in the purple, which goes from Montana all the way into northwest Ohio. So please make sure that you're ready for this winter storm. Have flashlights ready to go as well in case there are power outages. I do think we're going to see some power outages tomorrow with how significant our snowfall is going to be. And obviously on the roadways, if you have any intention of traveling, please, I urge you to take it slow on the roads. Conditions are going to be dangerous. Now, to help you understand just how hazardous the travel will be tomorrow across the Midwest, this is the forecast from the Weather Prediction Center. It shows the intensity of this winter storm, and we are expecting major travel impacts anywhere you see marked in red. This area extends from Des Moines through Davenport and into the northern parts of Illinois near Rockford. We also see a red area over Chicago and Milwaukee, where major travel impacts are quite likely tomorrow. In the areas marked orange, we are expecting moderate impacts. That zone stretches from Omaha all the way over to Kalamazoo and near Grand Rapids in Michigan, and also through central Illinois near Springfield. And then in the areas marked yellow, that is where at least minor travel impacts are forecast. This includes most of Michigan, Ohio, central Indiana, including Indianapolis, and also down through St. Louis. The most important advice I can offer is this: if you do not have to travel, please do not travel tomorrow. It is simply going to be dangerous out there. Again, I must emphasize that point. We will be broadcasting live for most of the day to give you a clear idea of what conditions look like. So please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell so you are alerted when we do go live. Now, this is not the only winter storm that we are expecting over the next 7 days across the United States. In fact, we are likely going to see another significant winter storm as we head into the beginning of next week, which is only a few days away. So what is going to happen is that as we go into Monday afternoon, we will have moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico and also moisture streaming over the Rockies. A mixture of snow and perhaps even some freezing rain and regular rain is possible across the Ozarks and through the Central Plains. There could even be some ice accumulation in Arkansas. This is something that is quite concerning, of course, since Arkansas is not accustomed to seeing that much ice accumulation during the winter. Therefore, this could cause major problems on Monday. But as we move into Monday night and Tuesday, this storm system is expected to grow much larger and become more organized. As these two air masses come together, we could have widespread snow from Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma all the way through Michigan and Ohio. And on the other side of things, right in between the rain and the snow, there could be some ice accumulation in Kentucky, Ohio, and even Indiana, Illinois, Arkansas, and Missouri. This means that we could have some major travel problems as we go into Monday night and also early Tuesday. On Tuesday, this winter storm becomes even more organized and grows even larger, and this is when we are likely going to see the most significant impacts on travel across the entire region. The most significant snowfall accumulation will likely be on Tuesday, especially across Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and all the way through New England, where we could have a genuine nor'easter on our hands. So things are about to get very interesting in the world of weather, especially since this could be our first significant nor'easter in several years. We have not had very many nor'easters that produced a major snowfall event in recent times. This storm has the potential to be just that, with widespread totals of 12 or more inches of snow being a possibility. It is not for certain, but it looks much more likely than before that we will be discussing a major winter storm during the beginning of next week. Then by Wednesday and Thursday of next week, that system should move out. Looking beyond that, more chances for snow are possible toward the end of next week, but they will not be nearly as widespread as what we will see here over the next 5 days. So, if this nor'easter is as powerful as the GFS computer model is showing right now, there is a true possibility that a widespread 1 foot or more of snowfall could occur across areas like Pennsylvania all the way through central and northeastern New England. That would include areas like New Hampshire, Vermont, and even western and northern Massachusetts. But please notice how sharp the cutoff line is between very significant snowfall and almost no snowfall. This is a very typical nor'easter setup for New England, which could be a reality on Tuesday. However, the European model is showing a storm track much farther south, and it is also forecasting a lot less snowfall in general. It suggests more of a widespread 3 to 6 inches of snow, with maybe some locations receiving around 8 to 12 inches. So, as you can see, there is a lot to sort out with that next winter storm. We are going to have a much more detailed video on this for you on Sunday as we get closer to this event. We will provide you with many more details then, so please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. And as a friendly reminder, we have our big Black Friday sale going on at shopmaxvelocity.net. You can use the code Black Friday to get $5 off on orders of $50 or more. This includes our brand new top-selling cheese curd collection, which is named after my cat. We also have many other nice items like our Happy Holidays and Supercell merchandise. You can see all of this by clicking the top link in the description below. We might be live tonight for a brief question and answer session to go over the latest details with you, but if not, we will be live tomorrow. Please note there will be no regular video tomorrow, so stay tuned and we will see you all again in the next video or during our live coverage.